Maybe this internet won't go out. All right. I'm so sorry. Anyway, I'll just if any of you pop back in, I'll talk to you. But anyway, so I was finishing up my live stream from last stream, and I was talking about Pinocchio, and I'll just kind of start from there. You can kind of watch the tail end of that one. All right. Hi guys. Sorry, I don't know what happened. Continue the the quick Pinocchio story. Sorry guys, I know back. Someone, I think it was you, someone was like, oh, 2020 strikes again. It was the one message that came through to me. Hi, sorry guys, I don't know what happened. I'm playing with like the Wi-Fi and the data. I don't know what's happening. My fan's off. Usually that's what disrupts the Wi-Fi, so I don't know what's happening. But anything that's happened to Dave on Fresh Bake last couple of times, YouTube kicked him off when he had to restart. Yeah, I wonder, I don't know if it's because my phone's really hot. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I was also close to an hour. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. So anyway, I'll just kind of pick up where I left off. I was talking about Pinocchio. Yeah, Stromboli the puppeteer. And then I barely remembered the Pleasure Island scene. And I was rewatching it, and sorry if there's little ears listening here, but I am gonna kind of swear a little bit. But I was rewatching that as like I was like 20 or 21 years old. I was rewatching it. I was like, they're smoking, they're drunk, they're drinking, and then they turn into donkeys. They become jackasses. And I'm like, that's the whole part, this whole point is they're scaring kids into like, don't be without adults. You know, don't be drinking, don't be smoking, or you're gonna turn into a jackass. I get it now. It was like a whole lesson thing. And then it clicked. It clicked like that when I went to Disneyland and I rode the Mr. Toad's Wild Ride when you like literally end in hell. And I was like, oh, they're just scaring kids into, you know, not being bad. Pretty heavy-handed. Yeah. It's and then they beat the donkeys, right? They like literally like spank and like whip the donkeys, right? The only place in Disney where you go to hell. Yes. Um yeah, I was an adult rewatching those kid films and I was like, "Oh dang." I use that metaphor when ending a friendship with a person who was an alcoholic. It hurt him, but it woke him up. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of the point, I guess. Um yeah. I mean, all children's stories have a life lesson that's coming from an English teacher. Now I can say that. That's so weird. I'm a college graduate. Oh, but yeah, my students, I was actually, I did a mini lesson for my internship. We were reading creation myths, different cultures. And that was one of the points I was trying to drive home is like people told these stories to instill their values and their morals to their young, to their youth. I said, why do you think your parents or your family told you The Boy Who Cried Wolf? You know, or You Cry Wolf. Some of them never even heard of it. It was kind of a low income, underprivileged school. So I had to like kind of explain what The Boy Who Cried Wolf story was. And those of the kids who have heard it before, I was like, yeah, that's because the parents are trying to teach you or your family's trying to teach you not to lie, because if you lie too much, no one's going to believe you. I said, because that's like the life lesson of that story. So that's why I love like children's stories and animation, because there's always a life lesson, like either deep in it or like blatantly obvious. But yeah. So never ridden it, but apparently Walt Disney World of Mr. Toad had two endings. Now, it could be a fever dream, but I'm pretty sure, no, it wasn't Mr. Toad's. It was Snow White's Scary Adventure that I had ridden before it closed in Walt Disney World. And I remember being terrified. I don't think I ever rode the one here. I think it closed before I was born or before I had conscious memory. Both endings in Told were hell. Oh, there you go. All the stories are extremely dark. They were to teach children to look up the messed up origins of them. It will blow your mind. I will. I just tuned in and heard Spank the Donkeys. Thank you, Sean. That's true. I did the stream. My last stream did kind of end in a weird way. Joy, if you read the original fairy tales, they were scary AF. Though I've heard fairy tales were never meant for children. Yeah, I'm actually looking at my like hardcover copy of like the original like Brothers Grimm, and then I have a Scandinavian like story. Hashtag Spank the Donkeys. I also have a Scandinavian like folklore and children's book, like big old collection of stories that I used to read too. Yeah, they were dark. They're dark. I mean, because they're trying to scare children into behaving themselves. Barely remember, but the original Freakadelic Walt Disney World Snow White was, yeah, it was. Just don't do it in real life. I will not spank a donkey in real life. You'll get a kick out of it. That's funny. That's funny. I like that. Like Dark Mater. I still have that image on my phone of Dark Mater, like Mater from, I was at Toy Story, Mater from Cars, but like Darth Vader version. Yeah. I actually need to go through all my books. And yeah, I'm looking at my bookshelf, sorry. I have the Dark Mater downloaded on my phone. They did, and they made a toy out of it. Toy Story. It's all full circle. Yeah. Yeah, Pinocchio's wild. Pinocchio's crazy. There was another really dark one that I watched and I was like, dang, I watched that as a kid? I don't remember. But like the real story of Peter Pan, like the Peter Pan children's book, that's crazy. Or Cinderella. I mean, Cutting of the Heels, they're all dark. Black Cauldron. I think that is the one that I watched, but I don't even know if I watched that all the way through. I think a little bit was Snow White when she was like running away from the huntsman. I remember thinking like, man, that's like graphic for 1937. And Fantasia. Was Fantasia? Which is the one with Chernabog? The like giant devil Chernabog. Oh, I think it was Sleeping Beauty that also scared me. It was Fantasia with Chernabog. I think it was that one that really I was like, yeah, but Sleeping Beauty was too. Yeah. It's funny. I've only seen Fantasia like 1.5 times, but whenever I think of Fantasia, I think of the Fantasia mini golf course at Walt Disney World. It makes me want to go mini golfing. I think those are open. I think I can money golf. I read that when they premiered Snow White at Radio City, they had to replace the seats because all the kids peed themselves after the scene where she was running through the forest. I mean, it's graphic. Is it wrong to say the darkest movie I ever saw was Bambi? No, you would not be wrong to say that. That's pretty dark too. That's messed up. I hate it. I hate it when movies include, whether it's like animation or live action, when something tragic happens to a parent and they have the kids cry out in agony with no response. Bambi. I don't know if I'm back. I gotta like end it here soon anyway. But like the scene where like Animaniacs made a parody. Yeah, but like in Lion King, when Simba's like crying out to the dad, like, come on, dad, get up. Come on. And like nudging his paw with his head. I can't. But like Bambi when he screams like mama out in the cold and like no response, messed up. Can't do it. The scene in Sleep Beauty where Aurora gets hypnotized and the music in the background is calling her name. Yeah. I don't know. I don't like that like call out with no response thing. That's creepy to me. Fighting with my Wi-Fi here. So hopefully you guys can hear me. But yeah, so thank you for joining me for this like hour and some talk. I will be editing the Food and Wine Festival from end of September. Yes, and that will be released hopefully soon. And then I will see you live at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that's 9/8/7/6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. At that time to do Movie Monday over Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas and Mickey's Twice Upon a Christmas. We're gonna do both. And then yeah, that's basically it. School works out on Tuesday. That's about it. Yes, I maybe will plan to go to a park soon, maybe. We'll see how things go with the school that I'm interviewing with. Yeah.